Yes, sir.
Yes, miss.
All right, great, wonderful. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to our first grand CSA library orientation. Those of you who have been in my class in the past know that this is something I normally do with my history students. And I've done it for the master students as well in the past, but all this was before COVID. And now one of the benefits of COVID is that we've learned a whole new skill set where we now have all these digital and streaming and technical skills that we've developed. So wouldn't have occurred to us before, but now we can have a virtual orientation where anybody located anywhere can join in, and our librarian is at the library and we're all wherever we're located and we can all benefit. So we're excited about that. I normally look forward to these library orientation sessions, to be honest. The library staff at UTech, Calvin McKain Library, is amazing. I'm not sure what training they get or what it is, but love the library staff, and any orientation they've done has always been just really excellent. So I'd just like to start by welcoming our librarian, Mr. Henry Gardner, who is going to be carrying us through this orientation. Welcome, Mr. Gardner.
Thank you.
All right. Are you our FOBI librarian rep?
Yes, I am.
Great. So guys, if you didn't know, Mr. Gardner is actually our faculty library rep. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe when you go to the library website, which you can find from the UTech website, on the homepage, if you scroll down, I think there is a list of all the reps for all the faculties with their email contact. Is that correct, Mr. Gardner?
Yes, you are.
All right. So if you guys ever need Mr. Gardner, you know how to reach him. Mr. Gardner, are you ever in the small library over by our faculty?
No, I'm not. Just from time to time, if no staff is there and students require any material, I will walk across, but I'm not generally there. I
see. Do you happen to have a camera so we could see your face and know what you look like?
No, I don't. I forget my laptop this morning. I thought it was in the car, but it wasn't. And I'm using my desktop just now.
Right, I understand.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Because I'm using my camera from my phone. All right. Well, I'd also like to acknowledge Program Director of the CSA Masters Program, Architect Malelo Matandara Clark. Welcome, Malelo.
Hi, Salima. Hi, everyone. Thank you to the library for agreeing to put on the orientation. It's always great to see the physical space. And I hope that when you get the opportunity, students, you all go and explore the library, because it is such a, it's a different feeling to when you're browsing through the selection online. Okay. Thank you, Salima, for hosting.
Yes, no problem. And thanks, Malelo, for putting in that the most recent request for me to set up this orientation. I think that's what really prompted me to really push and actually get it done. So credit to you for being that final motivation on my part.
Credit to the master's students.
Yes, it's gonna really be.
They asked for.
They've been asking. Okay.
Second year, really, yes.
Right. So also want to acknowledge Mr. Lecturer Brian Williams, who has been providing invaluable technical support. Thank you, Mr. Williams. We don't know what we'll do without you.
Oh, come on. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Okay, thank you. Also want to acknowledge CASA and the CSA Student Union, right? First of all, CASA President, Bonita Bart. Thank you, Bonita. Of course, you guys know I work very closely with my students, so of course I would have to involve these organizations. So I contacted Bonita and Jessica. So I'd like to acknowledge CASA President Bonita Bart. Thank you for all the support, and thank you as well. Bonita immediately offered to do a flyer for the event from CASA, and the flyer, if you guys didn't know, was done by Gianna Shiri Roberts, third year student, and she's actually the CASA editor. So welcome, Bonita.
Thank you, Miss. You're welcome.
Beautiful flyer.
I must add that Bonita and the team and even our student union rep this year are doing a fantastic job keeping the school spirit vibrant in the social media and doing all of these workshops and sessions that I encourage all to attend and learn from each other.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Also welcome CSA Student Council Rep, Jessica Jamo. Jessica has been very supportive as well, and with getting the word out and making sure students were aware of this event. So welcome, Jessica.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Miss. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jessica. And welcome all the students, undergrad and masters. Welcome to members of staff that have tuned in, both academic and administrative. I see a few familiar names. I see Anya, and I see Jan, and I see Omari. I'm not sure who else. I've just been admitting persons. So welcome. And at this point, I think we will just go ahead and hand over to Mr. Gardner and proceed with the orientation. So over to you, Mr. Gardner.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The library is the first building as you come through the main gate. That building that has a beautiful picture of the athletes. So that's the back entrance, the rear entrance. If you go all the way around the roundabout, keep right and turn right, that would be the car park, and the main entrance to the library is at the front. Now, in regular times, we would have gone up until 10 o'clock in the night, but for now, don't know what next semester will bring. We'll close at 4 p.m., but we are online until 9 p.m. in the night if you have an inquiry to make. If we get back to regular time, and I say if or when we get back to regular time, we have a 24-hour reading room, which you use the back entrance, and that is open 10 o'clock in the night until 8 o'clock the next morning. And it does have a small graduate space for graduate students. I think they can hold about 10 at any time, but the general space is there for anyone to utilize. Okay, all right. So if you're seeing my screen, and the first item on the agenda, it says user privilege for undergrad students. So you can borrow 5 general lending books, which is extended for 28 days, non-renewable. Then you have 4 short-term books, which is for 7 days. And then we have reference architecture book, which you can borrow up to 28 days, and you can borrow 4 books, and that is renewable once. This privilege was extended only to architecture students because I think it's first or second year who generally do some book review or something like that. So that privilege was extended. If you want to borrow Caribbean material, you can borrow up to 3 books at any given time for 4 hours. But I should explain that if it is a book that is not in demand, or if we have extra copies, you can always borrow it for overnight. And then general reserve books, you can borrow for 4 hours, right? If you are a master's student, you can borrow 7 books at any one time. That's general lending. 5 short term, and we have periodicals here, but to be honest, most of the periodicals are now switched to an online mode, except for some Caribbean journals. And the same applies as it relates to reference architecture books, which can be borrowed. If we go to lecturers have the same privilege to borrow. However, the only difference is that if you're a part-time lecturer, you can borrow general lending up for 28 days. And if you're a full-time lecturer, you can borrow a particular book for a semester. So that's the only difference there. I'm gonna stop share for a minute, please. Come on. No. Am I still sharing?
Yes, you are, Mr. Card.
Okay. So there are a couple of ways that you can access the library page. You can simply type UTech Library. And if you click there, you'll get this, this landing page. Now, this is our main catalog page.
Sorry, Mr. Gardner, we're still seeing the document. You were just on the PDF. Have you switched to?
Yeah, I've switched. Just a minute.
You may have to stop share and then share again.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Oh, yes. Right,
Okay.
seeing it now. Can you just start over? We weren't seeing this before.
All right. So if you go on to Google, you can simply type UTech Library and then click on the link and you get this landing page, right? And this is our main catalog. So you don't need to be on campus to search as suggested. And this is a print book, this main catalog right here. So if I say modern cities. All right. Now this will give you a list of books that is available. So I'm searching by just subject, or you can search by author, keywords, title, or subject. Even ISBN, if you know the ISBN to a particular book that you're looking for. All right, so you get your results. Let's say you want to look on this particular one. It will tell you the type of loan that is, general lending. And this particular number called a call number is the designated area in the library where you locate the book, and it tells you that it's on the open shelf. Now, this book you could borrow for 28 days, general lending, right? Sorry. Now, if it is a physical book, you'd have to come in the library and then locate the book on the shelf. However, if it is an ebook, you could simply just click on the link. Well, all right, just a minute. Let me see if this one have a link. Yeah. Click on the link here, and it will take you to the landing page where the book resides or sits on. And you could simply click. Let me make sure this is working. Okay, I'm sorry. This page seems not to be working, but that's a general idea. I'll look for another one. I'll do a search another way. But that's a general idea of finding a book in the library. However, if it is that you want to look for an ebook, you could simply click on Knowledge Portal and then say, check the ebook collection. Select your database that you want to search within. I'm just going to use the broad top subject of architecture and see what happens. And then if you see the title that you're interested in, you simply click on PDF full text. And the book will open and you can stroll along. Okay, so you will also have the opportunity to download the book to your personal device. However, for you to download a particular book, you will first have to have an account. So if you click on download, it will prompt you to create an account. And if you already have an account, then you'll be great. I should mention though that when you download a book, it comes with certain privilege. So if you download a book to read offline, what will happen is that after 28 days or sometime 7 days, depends on the type of book that you download, it will automatically revert from your device. So you don't have it forever. It comes with limitations. Any question?
Seems to be clear so far, Mr. Gardner.
Okay.
Anyone has any particular question so far? Okay, there's a question.
I was just about to address the question in the chat about how to create an account.
Thanks, Jessica.
Okay.
A student is asking Mr. Gardner, how do you create an account?
All right, just a minute, please.
All right.
All right, so here, if you click on download, here it's where it will prompt you to create your account. So if you already have an account, you just simply sign in. If you don't have an account, you just click and it says, and it will allow you to create your account. And it's not anything long. So here is where you would have created your account. So once you create your account, it will allow you to download. download your material, you'll have it on your personal device that you can read without having the internet access once you download it. But after, I think it says between 28 days and 7 days, and it depends on the title and the demand for the title. You will have it for up to 28 days. After 28 days, it's similar to if you borrow a physical book and then you'd have to return it. Okay.
All right, great, thank you.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome. And all of the databases are similar in terms of how you interact with the pages. All right, so this is another ebook platform. Let's use that terminology. Filter by scene. If you click on the chapter, it should open to you. Okay, so you can share the chapter, you can download a chapter, you can print a chapter. It allows you to do citations. So I could download the chapter. Or if you wish, you could share a chapter with someone. So it's put in the person email address and your password, and then you send it to the person so you can share. So that is it for as it relates to physical books and ebooks. But if I recall very well, I hear me speaking about a master's student, and I think they'll be more interested in journal articles, as you probably be doing research. So it's same knowledge portal, and this time we say online databases. Now there are a couple of databases listed, and like the first one, as it says, or the second one is a newspaper archives, and this newspaper archives is newspapers from around the world. And there are a couple of other databases, but I'll just run through a few. So I'll go back to EBSCOhost, and the reason why is because students tend to think it is one of the more friendly user database that is available. Let me see, select all subject areas. I'll say green. All right. So we're going to be using some filters on this database. So we get, when I put green buildings, I get 21,000 hits. We wouldn't have time to go through all of that. So we're going to do some filters. We want scholarly articles only. And we're down to 1,385 hits. And then we're going to make some adjustments as it relates to dates. So we say, let's say we want articles within the last 10 years, and then we're going to update. Now we're down to 700. All right, so each article will give you a little synopsis of what the article is about. And if you see something that you're interested in, you simply click on the PDF full text and it will open the article to you. Now on my right here, you see I have some icons. So it will allow you to print, email, add to a folder. Now, add to the folder is similar to you downloading a book. So once you create an account within the database, let's say you're doing a research, green buildings, but you're not going to have the time to read. You probably just have a little 10 minutes and you want to browse within your 10 minutes. You can always click and add things to your folder. Once you're signed in, you can always log out, and once you log back in, all your search will be there. So you don't have to go and search again. You just simply click on your folder and they will be there. And then for persons who have challenge in citing, if you click on this little icon here that says cite, and we use APA, and this is APA 7th edition. So you'll have you can always copy and paste your reference and add it to your list of reference that you have used.
That's great. I'm sure you guys are happy to discover that one, right? That's a good one.
And within each database, it is available. That feature is available, whether it's a book or a journal article. So if I go back to my list here and this little, I say add to folder. And if I click on my folder here, you'll see all the articles that I've added to the folder is there. What you need to remember though, if you're not logged in and you even click on and add them to your folder, what will happen after you log out, it will, the folder will go empty. You must ensure that you have an account and log in to be able to operate within that folder.
On that note, Mr. Gardner, a student has typed in the chat that she's unable to create an EBSCO account. What would be preventing that?
I'm not sure. I would have to check it out, but I'm not sure.
Right. Christina, what are you seeing, an error message, or what happens when you try to create it?
Good afternoon. So when I sign in, it's saying my username and password combination entered does not exist or has expired. Please contact your institution for assistance.
Well, okay.
And I tried my Google account and it didn't work.
No. Did you go on EBSCO through the UTech page?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I'm not sure. You shouldn't be having a problem, but I can check it out and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, one thing I forgot to state before though is that if you're on campus, if you click on any one of the databases, it will just simply take it to the platform. If you're off campus, it will ask you to verify that you belong to the UTech community. And Generally, it is your ID number and your password that you use to access Moodle. They're sometimes one and the same. If you're a member of staff, it's your username that you use to log on to UTech computers at your desk or UTech network and the password that you use. If you don't do that, it will log you in as a guest and you won't have certain access. Or if you click on a particular resource, it will ask you to pay for it.
Sorry,
So
Mr. So what about part-time staff that maybe does not have a UTech? Is there a way for part-time staff to get that login?
You will part-time staff would have to speak to their probably speak to the dean and let the dean make arrangement for them to have a password. But how the platform is set up at the moment is that we no longer provide passwords for individual person, but we use your UTech credential because we had issues prior to now using that kind of system.
Understood. So I would suggest to part-time lecturers that are present that you could get that set up at the CSA office through, I think, Karen, Mrs. Edwards Gregory probably would be the person to go through. For those of you that would like to get this set up. All right, thanks, Mr. Gardner.
You're welcome. So that was EBSCOs. This is a similar database to EBSCO. And I'm hoping not offending anyone by simply clicking on architecture. I'm not sure if the entire built environment students are in here, but I'm just using architecture because we were talking about architecture before.
Yes, these are primarily architecture students. I don't know if, right? But guys, do you have a particular topic you would like Mr. Gardner to do a search on?
So within this database, we also have ebooks and audio, probably not a lot. We mentioned master students before, and this particular database have dissertation and thesis, which are sample theses from other universities across the world that students can look at to have an idea of how a thesis can be set out, how it is to be done, probably get an idea of methodology to use. Yes, we do have thesis within our library that comes directly from past students of the faculty, but those are not available online. You'd have to come in physically to view them.
Okay.
All right. So let's look at some books that are available. So these books are available within this particular database, and how you search is similar to the other one. So you can download chapters, you can read online, and you can download a book to use offline. And that's available to you at your own convenience. Don't need to be on campus to use it. And for persons who don't like to read online, you can always print, but similar to how you cannot copy more than 2 chapters from a particular work, is the same copyright issues that you will have if you want to print. So yeah, you have to bear that in mind. Anybody had a particular topic that I wanted to look at?
Yes, a student asked if you could type in steel frames.
All right, so if I type steel frames, I'm at 829,000 hits. I could say I want journal articles only, or if you want to look at books, so let us look at books first. If I click on books, we have 58,000 hits. That's books that deal with steel frames, right?
That's a lot.
And I can go back and say,
okay, can refine it even more.
yes, we can refine it even more. And if you say journal articles only, we can say we don't want, we want from, yeah.
Okay, you can select more current journals.
You can select more current journals. I'm searching from 2010.
Okay.
And the same
Another
principle
student.
applies. If you see something that you're interested in, you simply click on the PDF full text. And it will open, or you can say download in PDF. If you don't want to read within the browser itself, you can simply click PDF. And you will have your article there. Which one I was on again? Sorry. And the same principle where you can ask it to cite for you. We're using 7 now, please. So we'll use make sure you're using APA 7. So the citation will be there.
Great.
And you can print, can email. Yeah, those are your options. And the same principle apply where you can put in a folder. So if I click here, and then go to my folder here, those articles will be available. Please remember to create your account and sign in though, because if you just simply click there and come out, you'll have to do the search all over again. But if you already signed in and click there, then they will always be in a folder until you choose to remove them.
Very important.
Okay. Okay. Am I forgetting anything? Okay. So you can type a straight, you can type out a statement, or you can choose to, if you type a statement within the search box, well, what will happen is that the database will actually select what is your keyword. But if you choose, you can always use advanced search and choose what are the keywords that you want to look for within your research. So sometime you're doing a research and you realize you're not finding any hits, is because the database is choosing your keywords for you. So to eliminate that possibility, you can always choose your keywords that you want the system to search for. Is that clear?
Yes, a student has some keywords, urban, architecture, and urban content. Urban, I guess you could, yes, carry on architecture and urban. Right, that's okay, right, Roniki?
Yes, but he didn't have to put content. It was just general. So.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
But thank you.
Yeah. Well, it came up anyway, so I guess that
yes, it
proves
did.
that it, right.
Let's say scholarly journals only. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So generally, that's how we search. I would say though, if you are on any one of our database or platforms and you are searching and you come across article and you're not seeing the full text, you can always request it from the library and we try and get it for you. We don't have all full text articles at our disposal, but we do try to make sure that you have as much access as possible. So if I go to the main page again, and this time I'm accessing it this way, going to UTech main webpage, and then on the quick link, you find Calvin McKain Library. This is another way you can access the page.
Right.
All right, so we have a feature that is called Ask a Librarian. So you put in your name and your email address and your contact, and we are generally there between, I would say 9 o'clock in the morning until 9 in the night. And
that late.
Yeah, and if somebody is not there to respond to you as early as the next day, or within the day, somebody will respond. So you can always make a request through this feature. I know on this on here it says 9 to 4, but no, we're going up until 9 o'clock in the night, and it's from Monday to Friday for now. When we go back to our regular weekend, we'll be there on a Saturday also. Or you can email me. My email address is somewhere here. Yeah. Sorry, but my name is spelled incorrectly in my email address, but it is Gardner as it's spelled in my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an error. We asked them to change it several times. I don't, they seem not to get around to it, but yeah. Or you can use the UTech email address, the library email address, and send in a request. Yes, I got all.
I've put Mr. Arnold's email, I think, the correct one in the chat.
Yes, thank you. I know we said library requests, but for the past year I've got some strange emails. But generally it is related to library content. Yeah, I've got some strange emails about grade and grade not up and all of that. But yeah. We prefer if it stick to as it relates to library content, but we'll assist any which way we can. If there's no other question, yes, go ahead.
In addition to digital content, what if there is a physical book that's not located on the UTech campus library? Can the library source a physical book from another location for us?
Yes, we can. We have what we call interlibrary loan, which is a worldwide service it's like a consortium where if you don't have a particular material and you're part of the consortium, we can request that we get a short loan for the book. But it depends sometimes though. And we also offer a service currently that if you should want, let's say 2 chapters from a book, we'll scan it and send it to you without any charge. So if you're doing your research or you're doing an assignment and you can't come on campus to actually physically retrieve the book and you know exactly what is it that you want, like a few chapters, we will scan it and send it to you. So we do provide that service also.
All right.
And as it relates to assisting students with doing their research, if you send in if you have some journal articles but you really don't know how to retrieve them or how to get them, we will also provide a service where we get the journal articles and email them to you. And that is at no extra cost for the students. And if you're requesting articles and we don't have them within our resources, we say give us at least 3 days and we get them to you. Also, for now, if you want to borrow books and you know you're going to come on campus, what you could do is call ahead and we will retrieve the books from the shelves and have them ready. That as you come, you just simply present your ID and we just check them out to you.
That's great.
Yeah.
So other than that, Mr. Gardner, if a student comes physically on the campus, can they just walk into the library as usual and
yes, they
look
can.
amongst the books? And okay, so what are the hours? I'm not sure if you had said it before for if persons want to physically come to the library person.
8:30 to 4.
All right. Does that include weekends?
No. 8:30 to 4 on Monday to Fridays.
Okay. Great.
I should point out that sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying
no, you go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say that there's a space within the faculty. We say a library, but it's really a service point within the CSA faculty that has a small collection dedicated to built an environment and specifically most of the material dedicated to architecture. So you don't necessarily have to come to the main library, you can also borrow books from that space. And that's open
Yes.
generally between 10 and 4.
Okay, 10 and 4. Okay, guys, so for those of you that don't know, that is the library right next to the CSA office. Okay, so
somebody hand is
Nandi
up?
Hilton, your hand is up. Yes, you have a question, Nandi?
Yes, I do. Thank you. I was
Sure.
wondering, Mr. Gardner,
Yes.
if it is that we do not have access to our UTech email addresses, is it enough to validate our status within the institution by sending our ID numbers if we are to email you about scanning particular pages of a book from our regular email addresses?
No. Once I get the request, I generally just assume that it's a UTech. Somebody who belongs to the UTech community would actually know that they could go ahead and email us.
Right.
You don't have to use your UTech email addresses. We don't normally look out for that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mr. Lopez or Miss Lopez, I'm not sure.
Yes, Jan, you have a question? Your hand is raised.
Yes, hi. Sorry about the delay in responding. I just wanted to find out, as a part-time lecturer, are those privileges extended to us?
Yes, they are.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any more questions? Oh, and for persons who read the newspaper.
Oh, happy to find that.
All right, this icon here which says press reader. If you click here, this gives you a selection of newspapers from around the world, and it's the most popular ones. So you click on catalog. I'm sorry, they changed the interface. All right, let's go with catalog. Yeah. So you have newspapers, magazines from around the world. And let's use the Gleaner, since that's what I read. And there you are. So within this particular platform, you get the current paper, and I think you can go back up to 3 months. You have access up to 3 months in the back, but it's generally the current papers that is available. And it's the same principle where if you are off campus, you'll have to verify that you belong to the UTech community, and you'll have access. That is if you like to read the newspaper, if you like to read online, instead of, well, having the physical newspaper. At no extra cost. It is being paid for through the university.
And guys, this is an exact replica of the paper, right? So it's
Yes,
not like
yes, it is.
Yes, so it's something you can really benefit from.
Yeah. It's page for page, exactly like how you'd buy the physical paper. That's what is available.
Right.
Hope I'm not forgetting anything.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Gardner. Could you talk to them about RefWorks, the citation guide?
I'm sorry, we no longer use sorry, we should have removed RefWorks from the page.
Yeah.
We no longer subscribing to that software.
Okay.
There are a few free ones that are available that is can be used. And which I think is as efficient as RefWorks. But for now, RefWorks, let me explain. RefWorks had changed how we would allow students to access, and it wouldn't be beneficial to the students actually, because similar like how I think, I'm not sure, remembering the person name who asked about having a UTech email address.
Right.
The way you verify and have access is that you have to have a UTech email address, and not all students actually use or have a UTech email address. So it wasn't working out, and we tried to correct the situation, and it wasn't working out for us at all. So we're not using it right now until we can resolve those issues.
Okay, well, the link is still there under the
yes, the link is still there. We had requested that we remove it, but
okay.
some
So
things
do you
that
have an
just take a little
alternative?
more time.
Yes, we know. Would you have a recommendation?
Well, actually, I use this one.
Okay.
Hope
So
you're
guys, the
seeing me.
benefit of what RefWorks would do, and Mr. Gardner is going to show you guys, is that it would take all your references and actually create your reference page for you in perfect APA format. Right, so I'm sure you guys would love to have something like that as a tool.
All right. So I've been using this one.
Okay.
Let me just get a journal article. Let me just verify that's the correct thing. By Jess Jones, yeah. So this is the one I've been using.
Right.
Yeah. And once you put in your information and say create, it will give you a list. And it's pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can say export to Word.
Beautiful. All right, so this is a useful tool for everyone from first year all the way up to second year masters.
And there's a reference page right here. And you wouldn't have to adjust anything. This is perfect APA format.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, great news. Christina just posted in the chat, Mr. Gardner. She said she was able to create the EBSCO account, and
Okay.
a virtual library rep even called her to walk her through the process.
Okay.
That's awesome. Guys, I told you, listen, the library staff, they're amazing. They're so helpful and supportive, right? So you can always reach out to them and they will give you amazing support for anything that you need.
I'm assuming that is Trisha Price. I think she's a person currently working on the working from home with
The
Ask
virtual
the
library.
Librarian, the virtual library service.
Okay, yeah, she said it was Trisha. Yeah.
Okay, see? All right, so I also use this one sometimes. This is this is SiteFast also, and this is also a very useful tool that you can use for as substitute for the time being. Okay, sorry, journal.
Okay, SiteFast.
Yeah. So save. And all right, so this one allow you to copy and paste. It allow you to export to Word, or you can save. If I say export to Word, and there you go again. So those two are the what I use. There's Purdue, OWL, which other persons use, but I'm biased. These are my two favorites that I use.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this one, because this one it do other things that the first one really doesn't allow you to do. So this will cite things from all over, just regular web page, it will cite it for you. So I use this one more often. I find it to be a good tool.
Great.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Gardner, is that machine still up and running at the library where an individual can go to the machine and check out their book and return their book and so on?
Yes, it is. The self-check machine, which allows you to just walk in the library, pick up your book from the shelf, go to the machine, enter your ID number, scan your book out for yourself, and you get a receipt, or you can email your receipt to yourself. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a UTEC email. And it's the receipt will tell you when the book is due, when the book should be returned. When you return the book, you simply go back to the machine if you wish, and you can scan in back the book, get a receipt to say the book was returned, and you simply left the book there on the shelf. You don't necessarily have to interact with the staff.
Right.
Yeah.
So guys, for those of you that are very COVID conscious, what you really need to actually get a book at the library, or maybe you were there and you didn't get a chance to contact the library staff for them to get the books out for you in advance. You went and you did a search for yourself. You can actually do all of this on your own with this cutting edge technology machine, and without having to have contact with anyone. And also, can you tell them, Mr. Gardner, about how they can return their books without having to go into the library?
All right, so there's a book drop at the front of the library. It's a small opening within the walls, and it marked book drop. So you just simply tilt the little cover in there, and you just put your books in. You don't have to physically come inside the library, you can just simply leave your book there and we'll take care of it for you.
Right.
And honestly, for now, if you're returning your book physically, we don't take it from you. We ask you to drop it in the book drop inside the inside book drop if you're walking. We're not taking it physically from you anyway.
Okay, nice. So there's one in the entry lobby as well.
There's one in the entry lobby as well. But if you are on campus after we close, then you can always drop your book off in the outside one.
Right. So, and students come and stand over quietly and study in the library during those open hours.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I'm not hearing. Could you repeat, please?
Yes, or can students come into the library and sit and work during the open hours, Monday to Friday?
Yes, they can.
All right. Is the computer lab upstairs still available?
Yes, it is.
Okay, could you tell them about that, please?
Okay, so there's a computer lab upstairs. It can hold, well, on a regular basis, it could hold 30 persons, but with social distance, it's probably down to about 15 at any given time now. So you can always come and use the lab. And we offer printing. Sorry, but at the moment, it's just regular printing. We had a platter, but it's not working. It's not working at the moment.
Oh,
so for architecture drawing, we couldn't do any printing for that.
Right, but they can do pretty much standard software, guys. If you have a essay, you have an assignment, you need work on, you go in that computer lab, you can scan, you can print, right? And is it linked to their
No, the printing is not linked. The printing is not linked to the UTech quota. We charge $10 per print. For black and white. If it's colored, I think it's $45. Well, I know it's $45, nothing. I know it's $45.
Right. And my other question is, the meeting rooms, are those available where students, if they need to have a group meeting or something like that?
Yes,
are those meeting rooms?
Those are still available. We have 2 meeting rooms in operation currently. You can always make a booking to use the room. You get 2 hours, and if it's not in demand, you can always ask for extended 2 hours. So you can get up to 4 hours at any given time. Generally, we ask that you call in advance, but if you walk in and it's available, you will get it.
Right. Guys, that facility is there for as well, and it has tables, chairs, whiteboard. It's a private room that you can work in if you need to have a meeting or anything of nature, right? Also, is the staff lounge up and running currently?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Could you talk about that a little, please?
Okay, so there's we call it a faculty reading room, where if you come to the library, you can, as a staff or faculty, well, we say faculty reading room, but general staff. If you come to the library and need a quiet space from your office and the phone ringing and distraction, if you're marking papers, you want to be in a quiet area, that room is also available to the faculty to sit and have that quiet space. I think it can probably hold about 5 persons at any given time. Within the given restrictions that we're working in.
Right, and it's quite pleasant lecturers. It opens out onto a little courtyard and so on. So it's a nice space. Most people don't know about it, but that's a space that is there at the library, especially for us. Mr. Gardner, did you talk about past papers?
No, I didn't. So we have past papers available electronically, and there's two ways you can access these newspapers. You can use this. Hopefully I'm still sharing. You can use this particular feature. Let me see if any architecture papers are there. Right request. All right. Close. Close. Could somebody give me a course code, please?
Yeah, I guess it would have to be a course that actually does
Exam, yeah.
Mr. Williams, computing.
Yes. What was that?
We need a course code.
We need a course code.
Oh,
let me just check something.
That would have done exams in the past.
Oh, exams in the past. That would perhaps be CAD, CMP 2011. Try that.
Okay. CMP 2011.
But in the past, I don't do it anymore.
Right.
CMP.
Oh, CMP.
Oh, see, it did it for you. It said, did you means?
Yeah, it corrected you.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty cool.
Oh.
So these are past papers. If you click. Yeah.
Great.
So that's one way you can search for past papers. It's the other way again. So no, I think they removed it. I'm sorry. All right, so this is the other way. If you click on Knowledge Portal and then click on Past Papers, if you click here, and we can search CM. What's the code again? 11?
CMP.
CMP, okay, sorry. No?
No A, just CMP.
Oh, no A, sorry.
Right.
Okay, so here we go. So the latest one we have up is for 2011. What like Brian says, no exam is being doing for that particular course anymore. But yeah, that's another way you could search. I think if you search this way though, you'll get the papers that are more up to date.
Okay.
All right, so if I put surveying, which I know you see you have 2019 papers, which was up to date until we switched to online modality. Papers
Right.
were there being loaded.
Mhm.
So whichever modules that come with exams, some form of past paper will be there available. Might not be up to date, but once they were sent over to exams and there wasn't a restriction on the distribution as it relates to, well, let me clarify. We do not post multiple choice. Multiple choice are not available, but written exam questions are there, will be posted.
Right.
I will try to update it as much as possible. As the papers become available, we will update.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions?
I think that's everything for me that I would like to point out.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else has any question for Mr. Gardner. All right, I think everybody is clear, Mr. Gardner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for allowing the library to share what we have available. We are always available to assist in the best way we can. I would say if you have a request for resource to assist you in carrying out your assignments, or please do not wait until your assignment is due. Request it.
Yes.
I said it before, give us at least 3 working days that we can, because sometimes we don't have the resource physical or within our collections, we'll have to source it elsewhere. So we say give us at least 3 days and we try our best to get the material, the resources to you. Thanks again for inviting us.
Yes.
And we look forward to serve you.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Mr. Gardner, and thanks to the entire library staff. You guys are always so willing and accommodating, so we are really so grateful. Bonita or Jessica, could you just give a short vote of thanks on behalf of the students, please?
Sure. On behalf of the students of the Caribbean School of Architecture, as well as the team members of CASA and also the CSA Student Union Committee, we would like to say thank you for coming today and taking the time out to share this with us. It was very informative. A lot of the points I had kind of forgotten, but I'm happy for the refresher.
You're welcome.
And also thank you to Miss OT for putting this together. It was a great initiative and it was nice helping her out with it.
No problem at all. My pleasure. All right, and you have a few persons thanking you in the chat as well. Mr. Gardner, lecturer, architect Peter Francis says, thanks, it was very helpful. Student says it was really helpful and informative and cannot wait to use the platform. And I believe this is another lecturer, says, thank you for the presentation. It was enlightening. So we are so grateful. It was really great. And I think this is really gonna help the students know who maybe weren't sure, you know, how they could utilize the library with being, you know, located remotely.
The pleasure is all ours.
Yes.
I know the struggle, especially with master's student and accessing the platform. I've been assisting quite a few students up to the doctoral level who couldn't access the platform because of various reasons. That's why we are here, to assist, to help the students as much as possible in going through their university life. I know it can be a rather stressful time, especially when it comes on to research time. It's a tedious process. So we are here to help, and we're here to give our support.
Yes. All right, wonderful. Well, if you guys need Mr. Gardner, you have his contact information now. You know how to find him. You know how to contact the live library assistant Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., etc., etc. Right? And guys, you can always contact me if you have questions about the library as well. All right, so this has been really great. Thank you so much, Mr. Gardner. The only thing we're sorry is that we didn't get to see your face. So if we see you, we won't know it's you.
Sorry about that. I just I was rushing this morning. I thought my laptop was in the car, and then I got here and realized I didn't have it, so I have to be using my desktop.
Yes. So guys, you will
hopefully next time.
Yes. So guys, you'll find Mr. Gardner over by the main library. So please, if you go to the main library, please ask for him and introduce yourself. He is a rep for our faculty, so that he can get to know you guys and know who you are, and you guys can know who is Mr. Gardner. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And from the feedback, it seems like it was very well received and very helpful. And thanks again, Mr. Gardner, student reps and lecturers, and all the best. And hopefully we'll do this again next year, 2022, or if necessary, maybe we might have to do something next semester, but we'll see.